Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Civilization 5, where the glorious Hellenic States Empire, or should I say Hellenic Republic, Democratic Republic, it's all very, very progressive and lovely for the fact it is still technically 125 BC, and it's all been going pretty well so far, aside from the fact I've made some time to kind of go through all of the comments and look at the things that have been coming up a lot, and I've noticed a bit of a pattern, including there's been one big thing that everyone has been saying constantly, and that's been, I haven't been growing enough in terms of my cities. Like, apparently, stagnation is a bad thing. You never, ever do unless you absolutely have to, because it's deemed like, you know, an absolutely terrifying disaster that you just shouldn't do. So that's unfortunate, because I didn't really realise that. But of course, like, it does make sense, because of course, populations, the amount of actual citizens that are in each city, of course, is determining how much science you're producing, because cities and how much science they produce is determined by how many citizens are in them. So of course I'm falling behind all the others in terms of entering the later eras. It's because I haven't got enough citizens, so I'm not getting as much science as some of them are. So, yes, I understand how I've made a bit of an error there, so we're gonna try and fix that as soon as possible. So first up, Johnopolis, what can we do here in terms of that? Ooh, only 5 citizens and currently stagnating. Okay, what can we do? Well, I'll tell you what, right now we're actually making a good amount of money. So down here we can probably turn off, let's keep this one on, because this one's making growth and money, which is good. This is making 3 and 2, which is solid. This one's only making 2 and 2. So let's turn that off, and instead, we've already got all the ones that are 3. Well, with this one, we could either have 1 and another 3 in production, that's going to take ages, or we could have, 40... What did I just turn off? Or we could have a new guy around in... Okay, 18 turns. That seems acceptable. Clearly what I should actually be doing is trying to use, like, the moving food round with the caravans as far as possible. In fact, how many caravans do I have right now? I have 2 trade units and 2 trade routes available. Okay, so what I need to do, really, is open up new trade routes at some point, because that will mean, or I could just kind of re-establish these trade routes for something else, because this guy, as I understand it, thank you to the people who explained this guy I think has made his trip down towards Bucharest, and now he's going to come back, and when he hits Athens, he'll show up here as a thing I need to reassign. When I do, I might reassign him to feeding Johnopolis, because as I understand it, that doesn't mean Athens loses food, it just generates extra magical food that just appears in Johnopolis automatically, so that'll get Johnopolis growing a lot faster, so that'll be good. Delphi, meanwhile, the reason I couldn't send food from Delphi otherwise is presumably because I hadn't bothered to build a granary yet. That's why I couldn't do that. Sorry, I missed that bit entirely. Speaking of which, Delphi, what are you doing right now? You're building a... Oh, of course, you're building a library, because everyone needs a library if I want to build the whatever it is, the college, the thing that lets me have more science, and I do want science, so let's respec towards getting that thing up as soon as possible, and also having more food in all our cities, so we're not going to stagnate anymore unless it's an absolute literal emergency, okay? Good. Athens, meanwhile, I'm going to ever so slightly respec. Right now it's 24 turns to a new citizen. I'm going to turn off this one that's 1 food and 3 production to move over here to the bison. So that's, oh yeah, I'm only losing 1 production, but I've got now the citizen up to only 16 turns away. That's pretty solid. Is there anything else I want to do? No, I've already got a 3 on there. I don't want to sacrifice anything else, to be honest. I think we're alright for now, though. Actually, this square right here is kind of tempting, isn't it? Yeah, this square right here... I will buy that next time I've actually got a worker floating around, because right now I don't actually have a worker in this era. In fact, what are you guys even doing there? Oh, you'll finish building a farm in a second. Let's just have that farm down there in case we ever need it. Then I'm going to move this guy up to here. We'll buy that land. We'll build out this cocoa production facility, and then... Wait, hang on a minute. You're a cocoa production facility. When worked by the city producers... +1 golden plus... Oh, no. Wait. Because when I get rid of the jungle, I'm going to lose one of those. Yeah, sorry, if I actually get rid of that and then work it, it'll just turn into another one of these because of the bloody situation where it's actually that jungle just produces... Well, jungle's producing 3... Okay, no, sorry. Jungle's producing 2 food, and then the cocoa's providing 1 food and 1 gold. So don't worry about that. So don't actually bother doing that at all. Ignore me, I don't know what I'm doing. Instead, what we're going to start doing is start thinking about this city up here. Now, I know this city's going to annoy London a little bit, but to be honest, I'm not even sure England's got much, really. I mean, maybe they've got a second city up here. I'm genuinely not sure, but I'll need to go and have a little look-see and see what I can figure out. Assuming this scout survives this turn, I'm not sure he's going to. We're going to start having a think about moving up there. That's kind of what I want to do today. I want to found a new city in this area, figure out exactly where it ought to be. There's so much good stuff around here, I'm actually not sure. We'll figure that out later. Anyway, let's crack on for the moment and start kind of building out. And hopefully the English wander off, by the way. I don't like those guys. Oh no! Someone flipping beat me to the oracle I already had in production, and that production's been converted into just a pile of money. Oh, I kind of wondered how that worked, like if you started work on something that someone else was already working on. So yeah, I sadly have lost the oracle, but I've been compensated for the lost time by virtue of the fact that, yeah, I've got a pile of money back. Oh, well that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Quebec is looking for marble. Well, that's fine, so's Johnopolis, but we're quite a long way from actually getting that marble, unfortunately, so sorry about that. Someone else has got... Ooh, someone else has founded the new religion, Catholicism! Unmet player has entered medieval. Yeah, we need to hurry up and get into medieval ourselves. Oracle's been built. Unknown civilization has started a pantheon. God of the Sea. +1 production from fishing boats. Lovely. And Johnopolis is ready for a new construction project. So's Athens, damn it. Yeah, you know what? Let's get this worker floating around over this sort of a way. We'll get him following the road back up to Athens. I feel like there's some more stuff we can do around there. Johnopolis, what do you need to build next? I am working stone nearby, but actually I'm not even actually currently working it, and it would actually only produce +1. Ooh, but +1 happiness. Actually, you know what? We've got really good happiness at the moment. That's actually not so bad at all, to be honest. Happiness is looking okay at +12. Well, I think that's okay. I've no idea, but I think so. No, what I think I need is a granary. I don't have any wheat, bananas, or deer nearby, but that just gives me +2 food anyway, and +2 food will just get the growth rate up. Yeah, that's worth doing for 8 turns, totally. And there's that National College. As soon as Delphi has finished its library, build the National College, because science +50% and science +3, hell yeah. Oh, and culture +1 as well. Totally. Yeah, let's get that. So let's build a granary here, get some food production going on down in Johnopolis. Lovely. Meanwhile, in Athens itself, a temple +2 faith. No, I can do without that for the moment. Stable, no. Water... Ooh. Food +2, production +1. Now, this is a nice advantage to being next to a river, isn't it? Yes, I can't help but think that's a good idea. Food +2 in Athens. Yeah, let's get some people. Let's focus everything on growth for the moment, though. I can't help but notice, what happened to my massive surplus? Hello? What happened to the surplus I just had a minute ago? Because I totally had a surplus. Ah, it's because one of the caravans got back home. Got it. Where's the other caravan gone, by the way? I swear the other caravan was, like, wandering up here somewhere or something. The other caravan had, like, gone up to Quebec, but I've lost sight of it for the minute. That's interesting. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll show up in time. Now, this caravan here, therefore. So now I can do stuff with this caravan. I can choose a trade route for this here caravan. So I could give food, yeah, 4 food to Delphi, or I could give 4 food per turn to Johnopolis, or I could send it straight back to Bucharest and get quite a bit of gold per turn. Well, I tell you what, the trip to Johnopolis and back will actually be quite short, won't it? Yeah, that'll be a really short trip, so presumably it won't take very long. So by the time my new building here, the watermill's built, like, I should be most of the way back, and then we can just, like, convert that caravan back to producing money or whatever. It'll be fine. Plus, we could just build some, like, little trade things to produce a bit more money. It'll be a-okay, I'm sure. Yes, let's send this over to Johnopolis. So they pot down that way. They'll be there in no time thanks to the road. And that means, now Johnopolis is growing. That's going to have a new person in 8 days. Perfect. That's what we needed to flipping see. Now, as for Delphi, we do indeed have a bit of a small problem here, which is, even though it's growing really, really nicely, yeah, there's basically 0 production going on here, which is a little bit of a concern. So I kind of need to find some more production for Delphi to be doing. And I feel like, well, there's something going on here. Something's being produced here. I'm just not quite sure what. I mean, whatever this is, presumably it's... I could work it, right? I could potentially expand the city out this way, take over this area. Oh, that's going to be expensive to expand out to this area just to get, like, a tiny bit more production. Or there's this area over here. That's just 1 production. That's really not very much. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I'm going to solve the Delphi production issue, because everything at Delphi is incredibly slow. I guess maybe what I need to do is use, like, a, what is it? I think it's a workshop you can build in, like, Athens in order to transfer 4 production for free over to Delphi, and just basically say Delphi is a food basket and it's never going to be a production specialist, and that's 100% fine. What I need to do instead, however, is I need to get these workers working on something more productive than what they're doing. Because sure, they've got farms right now, but those farms are not necessarily going to be that useful. If I'm going to expand over here, there's no point like waiting for me to get up there to build the road. I may as well start building the road right now. Though admittedly, that's going to cost a lot of money, isn't it? Okay, fine. We'll solve that problem when it comes out. We can totally, like, have more money. In fact, yeah, because we're growing these cities, when these cities start expanding, we'll be able to, like, have more people be on the gold stuff over here, build trading posts around here. It'll be 100% fine. So you come over here and start work on a lovely road tomorrow. That's actually quite useful, because that means we can kind of bypass this river and just cut straight through here, straight up in this direction, and we'll figure out where the city's going to be later. But yeah, we can basically just start building everything up in this direction. It'll be 100% fine. Ah, my scouts didn't get attacked. Marvellous. So that means I need to figure out, well, if I could just move... Could move to... Okay, just move to here. We've got an oasis there, that's fine. I kind of want to figure out, like, if there's anything more up here, because I suspect England's might only just have 2 cities. It's got London here, and I suspect it might have something else up here that it's kind of grown into, because otherwise that's a really weird pattern it's kind of grown into. So I'm just going to have a little more... Actually, I'm just going to dare move over here, and that gets us... Yeah, there's definitely... That might not be a bad place for a city. I mean, that's even more ridiculously close to London, but it might be alright, you know. Oh no, the barbarians have decided they've had enough of my scouts. My scouts are going to die. Don't stand a chance, surely. Nope, sadly, my scouts have been finished off. That's fine. That's 100% fine. You see, what I've noticed up there is I think what England has been trying to do is England's been trying to expand, but like a bunch of barbarians they haven't dealt with have actually eaten like some workers, and I think I saw a settler in there. So if I just like send my forces up there along the road I'm about to build, and then actually like just go and take this whole area over, I potentially could get myself a free settler and a free worker who the English built for me, stupid mugs, and then use that to found my city wherever I decide to found my city. That's kind of what I've got in mind, and I think that actually might be quite a clever idea. So, you start working on a lovely road right here. Nice thing about roads, by the way, I completely missed, is roads basically seem to only count for like half a movement point. So once you get my worker onto a road, he can go a very, very long way in a single turn, which is marvellous. So let's just get him moving up here. He can either do something around Athens, or he can just go over to Delphi and join in the grand expansion as we start building the Great Road. And I tell you what, as it's going to cost so flipping much to build the road, I should probably get my troops moving up anyway. Like, if a new bandit camp spawns, I'll see it. Because I've got that, you know, thing, the honor thing, whatever it is. Ooh, hello. What's going on here? While defending. Oh, yeah, I knew about that already. That's fine. And Reformation to Catholicism, that's fine. Ooh, the Reformation in 75 BC. That's intriguing. Let's just keep my warriors over here, close by to... Yeah, kind of between Athens and Delphi. Now that we've got this... Actually, I could just build myself a bit of cavalry. If I built myself a tiny bit of cavalry, then as a result of that, yeah, that'd be good, because then I could move it around via the roads really quickly. And cavalry works really well against barbarians by the looks of it, because I don't think they're actually like spearmen or anything. They're just like little, I don't know, axemen or guys with sticks. So cavalry works pretty effectively against them. So if I just have like a single unit of like companion cavalry here in Athens, I could move it around pretty quickly. That could work pretty nicely, yeah. But for now, yes, that's probably a good idea. Let's start moving my archers and 2 units of hoplites up towards England to clear out those darn barbarians and claim that settler for my own, while behind we start working on the road. Because once we've got up here and founded the city, well, there's a lot of gold to be had in this little area, isn't there? Including, ooh, incense, yeah. Incense too, and then +2 gold further when worked. So we could get +4 gold per incense. That makes me think very carefully about where we potentially want to settle here. Someone else has built Petra and someone else has built a great lighthouse. Okay, I've been beaten to a couple of things, no worries. And Delphi has grown again, because Delphi never stops growing, because that's pretty much its one job in life. I don't know why the heck Delphi, by the way, is not working on this. If we've got a problem with a deficit, for goodness sake, work on this. Blimey, I didn't realise we weren't working on that already. That slightly slows down Delphi's growth, by the way, but it's worth it because we kind of need the money right here. Yes, though admittedly, I have just had a thought, which is... So, A road going all this way, though, you know, kinda nice, strikes me as a little bit on the potentially wasteful side. Just a little bit. So what if actually Delphi here is on the sea? And I'm gonna guess, unless there's like the most ridiculous spur of land right here, this is on the same sea. What if I simply set up a link from, like, if I were to set up, like, what would be good? Like about here. Ooh, here. This space right here. Access to the sea. Incense right there. Another incense just round the corner. Some wheat, well, honestly, that wheat's not looking spectacular, is it? That wheat is only, like, going to be, when I've farmed it, like, wheat worked by city, yeah, that's not going to be that good. But an oasis, which is nice. This is +2. There's more wheat here. Mainly it's just the incense. I mainly just want the incense round there, to be honest. And then there's also gold off the oasis, and that's going to be 4 a go. That there could fund a lot of road. But what if I just actually made the connection via sea? Though admittedly, I'm not sure if that works. Like if I've got a road link from Delphi to Athens, and then I've got a sea link from Delphi to whatever the heck's up here, I don't know if that counts as a link to the capital or not. Okay, I've just gone and checked, so I didn't really want to kind of, you know, invest a large amount of time and effort into this if it wasn't going to work. My understanding is, if I've read this correctly in a little Civ guide I found online, the moment I build a harbour at Delphi and a harbour somewhere up here, then every sea tile counts as a road. So as long as I've got, like, a road from the capital out to Delphi, Delphi's on the sea, and then there's a sea link round from Delphi to here, then technically this will be connected to my capital, which is kind of what I want to see, to be honest, purely because the amount of road I would need to build otherwise is quite intimidating, actually. Let me just have a look here. Yeah, it looks like it would be 18 squares minimum to link Delphi to what's up here. So that's, what is that, 18 gold. 18 gold a turn to maintain that network. Now, that is a little bit high. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a very small amount of road anyway. I'm just going to basically like build a road through this area just so that if I do need to have land units come through, the land units can hit grassland relatively quickly. But I'm not going to have flipping road all the way. I'm just going to have like a few bits of road just to clear a path through this really thick bit of jungle here so that, yeah, I can get units theoretically a little bit faster up this way. But I think I will need to maintain a separate army up here and just accept that this area needs to be guarded separately from this area. Because once they get through the worst of this scrub, we've got grassland, 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 1 square here, and then just like a ton of grassland over in this direction. So technically movement is not that slow once we get past this area. I just need to make kind of like a little path through here just to make sure nothing slows down too much on this initial part of the journey if I do need to ever send like emergency reinforcements from Athens up towards whatever's going to be here. Well, this is interesting. The game is saying that if I construct a farm here, it will increase the amount of production, which I wasn't aware that was a thing that farms did. But okay, I'll check that out. If I can actually get a little bit more production rolling in Delphi, that would indeed be helpful, yes. Also, just an odd calculation, though admittedly I'm not sure this is going to be worth it, but hopefully it is. If I buy this tile over here for 75, right, so I buy that right now, return to the map, actually don't return to the map. Now, right now I'm using this tile, which is 3. This, even if I don't work it, is 3 plus 1 gold. So I should always switch over to that. So therefore, presumably, now I'm going to make back that money. It's going to take like 75 turns, but it's still probably worth doing. Hopefully, maybe a bit. And then the question comes up, is it worth potentially working on this tile so that rather than 3 and 1 gold, it produces, well, down to 2 food, but it increases 1 gold and gives me an extra production. Sacrifice 1 food. Well, I'm building a watermill. I'm building a watermill here already that's close to being done. We've already got a granary here. I think that's probably for the best, yes, because then it will make its money back much quicker. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, a double cocoa worked thing. Though admittedly it won't give me +4 happiness because I've already got cocoa, but it should still be good, I think. I've just realised something. In my rush to get into the medieval era, I just kind of went for the first thing that was available without really thinking about it enough, which is drama and poetry, which I'm currently researching to rush into theology. Drama and poetry, I don't really want a national epic, or an amphitheatre, or a writer's guild. Or the Parthenon. Well, the Parthenon's pretty good, actually. The Parthenon's pretty good just for the +4 culture. But in theology, Garden, the Sophia, all of this stuff is faith stuff. I don't really want the faith stuff, to be honest. That's not interesting to me. I'm actually feeling that what I ought to do is, because I kind of need money, to be honest, and I'm more interested in going down like money and engineering style stuff and having potentially, yeah, more trade routes, it might be a better idea for me to say, actually, you know what? All I need to do to get into guilds and make lots of money is go via currency. That will take me via construction and mathematics. That actually looks pretty darn good. And, though actually progress isn't lost, is it? So if I just stop drama and poetry now, just pause it for a moment, and then actually go back over to mathematics and construction, get into currency as quickly as possible, and then I'll be almost ready to go straight into civil service, which will open up, yeah, food from farm increased by 1 on tiles with access to fresh water. Ooh, that would be useful, because I've got rivers all over the shop. And the guilds as well, making, yeah, the trading posts I can't build yet. Sorry, I thought I could build those, but I can't. That opens up more interesting things. Yeah, let's get mathematics, because mathematics lets me get up to currency. And currency is pretty bloody important. The mint seems good. The market seems really good. Petra, someone's already built Petra, that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over to mathematics now. There we are. Mathematics can be done in 6 turns. Lovely. And hopefully that'll start speeding up. Now I've really kind of respect my empire to be trying to grow citizens as fast as possible. Okay, fine. You guys over here, try doing this whole build a farm for bonus production thing. Go ahead and give it a go. Chop down the jungle and figure out what the heck's underneath here exactly. Sure, try it. Yeah, I'm going to convert that new area into a plantation. I'll take the production and the gold for a sacrifice of just 1 food. And Athens is growing as I believe its water mill just got completed. Marvellous. I think we've still got a few turns until, yeah, Delphi's still got to finish its library for 3 turns. So, a companion cavalry, just so I've got something that can run around, strikes me as potentially very useful indeed. Just as if most of our army's now moving up here, 1 unit of strong cavalry down here just to protect everything. While kind of, yeah, we don't have anything hugely important to build here. We could have a circus, but I think we're alright for the minute. Walls, I don't think we need. Why is my science advisor suggesting we need walls? I don't know. Maybe because he's a nerd and scared of bullies. I'm not sure. Yeah, let's go instead for 1 companion cavalry. My foreign advisor wants me to build cavalry. My military advisor doesn't. And my science advisor is with the military guy building walls. You're all very confusing. Hinduism just got set up, as well as... Ooh, what have we got? Ooh, Islam and Hinduism have both just been set up. Lovely. And a barbarian encampment has been discovered. Okay. So we've got... Ooh, it's pretty bloody close to me, actually, that there barbarian encampment. Okay. Well, I've got a full-strength group of warriors right here, and we've got cavalry coming in soon. So let's just send my warriors... heading up in that direction. Actually, they'll be able to get there pretty quickly because this area is pretty open. I should probably actually at some point build just like a little... Yeah, I should probably just build road just opening through this area just so I've got like a way of accessing this more open space. Because right now, moving through this is just a pain, incredibly slow. So just building a little bit of road here would be useful. Plus, actually... it's also good because apparently it gives like advantages to the traders when the traders move back and forth. I like your gems, by the way. I wish I had those myself. Ah, the plan has started to work. Jonopolis just gained an extra person. Marvellous. So Jonopolis is growing and still growing very, very well, in fact. Okay, so you assigned that person over to here. If I take that off, I can now... Aha. So now I'm still growing and I've got the ability to grab myself some extra gold, which is good because I'm making a bit of a loss. Those new roads coming in, bit on the expensive side, I'll admit, but that's fine. It's all going to work out beautifully in the end. We'll have some extra gold coming in from Athens very, very soon. Delphi is... well, Delphi was never really supposed to be producing that sort of thing. But it's fine. It'll be 100% fine. Delphi is... oh, Delphi's going to be up to another flipping person soon. Delphi just never bloody stops growing. And meanwhile, you guys finish off, yeah, just a little bit more road. I kind of just basically want a road that goes to here. And then we've got a pretty quick way to get up north here. Looks like there's, yeah, a very weirdly placed bison just kind of holding out at the end of a little spur of land there. I just wanted to make sure there was no, like, massive spur of land that blocked that area off. But I'm pretty sure I see, yes, that is indeed definitely coast there. So there is definitely an open sea route from here round to Delphi. And Delphi's ready to be producing something new as well. Now, Delphi has to... Hang on a minute. Delphi doesn't have a flipping... Delphi doesn't have a harbour yet. Does Delphi automatically get a harbour just because it's on the sea? So if I go into Delphi, it's got a library and a monument. Isn't a harbour a building I need to... Well, I guess not, because I can clearly produce a workboat. So I have, like, some form of production facility there. Maybe it's not a building I need to build. I guess not. I guess a city on the sea just has a harbour. No, that can't be right, because one of the bonuses of the Carthaginians was they get a free harbour automatically. Oh. Oh dear. So a harbour is indeed locked away in the medieval era, and if I want to have a harbour, I'm actually going to be... Oh, this actually kind of works. If I want a harbour, then I actually need to go into medieval, I need to have drama and poetry, to have theology, but I've already got optics, and then I could skip straight forward to the compass and have myself... Extends the range of sea trade routes, allows establishing of additional... Oh, that opens up a trade route. That's everything I need. Okay. This just became a little bit interesting. Okay, I'll finish off mathematics... Then I'm going to finish off drama and poetry, then we'll do theology, and then we'll go into the compass. Because then, by the time we're, like, done with that, we're probably going to be pretty much ready to set up that sea route anyway. It's going to take us a little while to get the new city set up. So don't need to worry about that just yet. But, okay, I'm glad I realised that. Yes, a harbour is indeed locked away in the medieval era. Got it. I wasn't expecting that, because, of course, you know, you're allowed to build them in, like, Rome Total War, which is significantly before the medieval era. And they definitely, like, had harbours, like, you know... 500 BC in Athens. They had harbours. So it's a little bit odd to me that harbours are locked to the medieval era, but whatever. Like, seriously, harbour is a classical era technology. That's just history. You can't, like, pretend they didn't have harbours in the ancient world. Athens had really good flipping harbours. And in which case, does Delphi also need a harbour? Or does No, I think actually just this place needs a harbour. And then Delphi, because it's got a road leading up to it and it's on the sea, I think therefore that counts. Because therefore there's a road up to this tile. And then once I've got a harbour built up here, that will have an effective road via the sea to here. And then that will join up to this road and link up to the capital. So I think that'll be fine. So I think I need the one harbour. So it'll all be fine. This is all going to work out great. In which case, Delphi needs something else to keep itself going. I'm pretty sure Delphi does not need a granary. I think Delphi's fine on the granary front. It's probably not a bad idea for us just to have a single trireme, because then we can start actually exploring what the hell's going on over the sea. Because, like, we know we're on continent, so there's something more than us out there. We may as well go and explore it and see if we can figure out what it is exactly. And Jonopolis also apparently needs some extra stuff. What was Jonopolis building recently? I'm trying to remember. What did you just build? You just built a... Oh, yes, you built a granary. So you're flipping growing even faster now. I like it. Only 10 turns. Okay, this is better. I see what you were talking about, guys. You're all right. Thank you for the advice. I can't build the National College here because that would take me like 24 turns, whereas if I do it in Athens, it'll be much, much faster. So there's no point doing that. The problem is, like, all of this stuff, like the shrine and the walls and the stoneworks, like, that actually costs me money. It gets me +1 production. Oh, but it gets me +1 happiness. But I'm trading a gold for a production for the stone. Is that worth it for +1 happiness? When I've only got 1 stone and there's no marble nearby, so I'll never have that. Is that really going to be worth it? Like, spending money for production. It's a free production and a free happiness. Sure, a free production happiness. We're not actually too far away from a flipping golden age, which would not actually be bad, because, yeah, every tile in the Empire that produces at least 1 gold produces an extra. That's not bad at all, you know. That's not bad in the slightest. And Empire-wide culture is up. That'd be nice as well. Okay, that would all be for the good, sure. Someone else has got to the Parthenon before me. That's fine. I wasn't particularly interested in the Parthenon anyway. And I have researched mathematics. Now, Alexander the Great. No, first the research. So, we know what we're doing. Get drama and poetics going. Then we can produce theology. And then we can get onto the harbour. So that will all be ready in the nick of time. Lovely. I really would like to have currency right now, but I just can't justify it. I need to get this harbour set up. Because I feel like having a harbour and being able to start trading via sea, especially when we've got all this bloody new stuff around here, that will be worth it. That incense is worth it on its own. Speaking of which, let's get our first eye on what's going on over here. Because yeah, these guys, that's a worker and that's just a brute. But I know there's something else around here. In fact, that's the sea. I know you've got someone else round here. Where the heck have you guys got yourselves to? Yeah, we'd very, very easily kick out these guys. They're just basic crappy brutes. And then we'd take over the worker that's nearby as well. And I know there's a settler. I saw him. He's around there somewhere. Hopefully England hasn't taken him back. If so, that will be very annoying. Delphi, meanwhile, I'm going to take one of the farms offline in order to give them just a tiny bit more production. Wait, hang on a minute. That in 9 turns in... Okay, that does actually give me an extra, yeah. That gets me an extra 2 turns earlier for the trireme. That's worth it. I just need to scrape together every single bit of production I can in Delphi right now, just because Delphi is not producing very much. I've no idea why it is, by the way, that some squares when you build farms give you bonus food and some squares when you build farms give you bonus production. I have no clue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy over here, because apparently this is one of the bonus production things, so I'll build a farm there, just in case I ever need to spot more production here at Delphi. Ah, and my trade caravan's almost back. They are, well, I guess, are they even my units? Because, like, I seem to lose sight of them when they wander out of my sight. Because, like, I did not have visibility of these guys for bloody ages. I think these guys are almost back to Athens at this point, which would be nice. Now, I have companion cavalry around here, who admittedly are, yes, very much slowed down by the whole jungle situation. So let's move you guys up to here. You guys must be, you presumably are very, very tough, right? Strength 14, yep, you'll do. No defensive terrain bonuses. Can move after attacking. That's nice. And Great General 1. Combat is likely to generate a Great General. Ooh, I don't even know what one of those is, but it sounds good. Right, what's going on over here? Ooh, horses. You've started generating horses of your own too. Oh, is that because we have moved forward into a new era? Or like most people have moved forward into a new era, so therefore... As a result, the barbarians start getting a bit more advanced. So now barbarians that show up are going to be more likely to be like medieval-style barbarians. Because that looks a bit medieval to me, but I'm not medieval yet. So potentially because someone enters medieval, all barbarians in the world start becoming medieval? Well, regardless, luckily, we can beat them anyway, but it's going to be a bit close. So we should probably use our horsemen and see if we can get a great general out of it for free. Now, most importantly of all, Athens is done, and that means we can start working on the National College. Yes. That is very, very important. I really hope no one beats us to that, because that would be very annoying. I mean, I'm guessing like anything under wonders has to be one-off. And now I've seen what happens if you don't get there first. If someone else manages to research it before you, as a result of that, like, you just get, like, given a bit of money to compensate you, which is what happened with the Oracle at Athens. I never actually got. So, yeah. Get on with that. That's perfect. We're going to have ourselves a National College. I really want the National College. The National College seems bloody good. Now, let's send our guys in. Yeah, we can just send them in. And we'll get a pretty bloody major victory out of it. So just send those guys in. Charge in. We should be able to murder the vast majority of these lads. Where is the... Darn it. I really hope England didn't take their settler back. Because if so, that's going to be really, really annoying. Because that would mean I'd need to produce my own settler, and I kind of didn't want to have to bother. Someone else just entered medieval, unfortunately. Yeah, we need to get there sooner rather than later. Luckily, drama and poetry soon, then we can get on theology. We'll be entering medieval soon. And we've got enough culture for a new policy, and Delphi has bloody grown again, because that seems to be pretty much Delphi's bloody job. There's a farm with 1 production going on. Ah, very soon that's going to expand out into the bananas. That's bloody convenient, isn't it? Yes, because then we'll be able to sort out some bananas and get some more gold going on, because, ooh, that deficit's getting a bit nasty. Put the new person over here, because that area is going to have production very soon. And in the meantime, you... Can you move here straight away and actually start clearing? Yeah, you could actually clear the jungle now in preparation for that area becoming ours in a minute. Now, you move forward 1 space and then fire on these guys. I think you should be able to finish them off, right? Yep, looks like it. So, barbarians all wiped out by my archers. And you guys move in and can finish off this barbarian encampment in 1 go. And, tragically... We've captured a civilian which used to belong to England. You have the choice of returning it to them or taking it for yourself as a worker. If you return it, they'll be very grateful. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm having that. Barbarian encampment has been cleared. Gold, that's lovely. So I've got a worker up here. I think, tragically, England took back their settler, which is a real bloody shame, because I could have used that, but never mind, eh? Now, a new cultural policy. What are we looking at right now? Yes, I remember what I wanted to do potentially. Aesthetics and the fine arts. 50% of excess happiness added each turn to the amount of culture that can be spent on social policies. So right now, that would be a bonus of an extra, what's that, like 4.5, possibly rounds up to 5. I'm not sure if this game rounds or not. And I've right now only got plus 13. So that's a really, really big, impressive increase right there. Is there anything else that might be more advantageous? Nothing else strikes me as immediately as good, so yeah, I'm going to take that, because that will speed up the amount of culture I'm getting overall, which strikes me as a very, very good idea indeed. Yes, fine arts, go. Beautiful. And that indeed gets my culture jumping straight up to plus 17. That has got to be worth it. So now, I can basically, yeah, you could build things that increase the amount of culture you get, but I could also build things that increase the amount of happiness. So basically I've like doubled the amount of buildings I can build for increased culture, so I can just get my culture rolling faster than anyone who hasn't invested in aesthetics. That's got to be a good thing, right? Now you, oh dear. Right. So I would be able to have a major victory over them, but I would need to do it to work around them, because of course, yeah, stacking is a problem. If I just move you over to here, then we'll be able to attack you both together. In fact, let's see if England fancies doing the first blow. Because if they do, I'd be 100% fine with them kind of damaging themselves by doing the first blow indeed. Yeah, go for it, you losers. Nope, England have decided to be a bunch of cowards and not get involved. That's a shame. Drama and poetry has indeed shown up. Beautiful, which gives me, ooh, the amphitheatre, which would give me culture, or anything that gives me happiness. I can't build the Parthenon because someone's already got that. In fact, I find it odd that one hasn't actually been, like, faded out, because I can't build it because someone already has. Now, companion cavalry, do your job in that case. You can win a major victory against these bastards because you are vastly superior cavalry to them. Nice. Good, good, good. Back out you go. And you're actually allowed to still move. Yeah, you're allowed to still move. Could you attack again? You're allowed to do that. No, you're not allowed to attack twice, even if you've got the movement points for it. That's a shame. Well, you guys go in, and oh, you can't quite finish them off, but you could come sort of close. Just hack them down, why don't ya? Lovely. And I can build a writers' guild to generate great writers by assigning specialists to it. You know what? I think we're okay for now. We'll look into that later. Now, as for these little workers, I'd like them to head on to the sea for the moment, because I kind of want to see what's going on just literally this square right here. What is this square, and could it be something useful if I sent some workboats out to it, and would it be worth potentially buying some land to get out to? And also, I just want to have a look-see around the corner here. Oh, darn it. No. Well, England has been utterly, utterly screwed over by this whole situation. England looks like it's in very, very bad shape. But, tragically, no sign of a bloody settler. Just send the hoplites round here to just have a little look-see. See if we can... Oh, Nottingham. They do have a second city. Okay. Lovely. Albeit, pretty much everything appears to have been very well destroyed. Yeah, lots of pillage has gone on here. But a lot of their stuff is... producing faith. That's how they've got so far ahead. In faith, and they've got Protestantism because they went for that desert religion thing, and thus loads of the tiles are producing like free bonus faith, which is kind of cool. Alright, I should probably like maybe invest a little bit more in religion. My religion is going a little bit slow right now. Okay, that means if I do want this city up here, unfortunately, I'm actually going to need to build a flipping settler and move them up here. One way or the other. And if I need to move them up here, that's going to take a flipping while. So, potentially, this road could be... Oh, no. I can't build the road if the settler is going to be a long way out. I was kind of banking on this city being founded soon so that it could, you know, pay for my absolutely massive debts, which are indeed quite significant right now. Right, in that case, we now have a bit of a choice, which is, yeah, we've got a bit of a problem with the whole... you know, money thing, and we're not going to be having that city up there for a while because I'll need to move a settler up there by hand. Gold boosting things like the mint and the market over in currency. The mint, get my silver producing +2 gold. Very, very good. The market, gold +1, gold +20. Ooh. Gold plus a market down in Johnopolis would be worth a flipping ton. Someone's already got to Petra, but honestly, that doesn't actually look... Actually, I guess +1 plus production on every tile that's being worked would actually give you quite a good bonus in the end. And a caravan appears in the city, +6 culture and archaeology. Okay, fine, maybe that was pretty good. That's a shame. Someone got to that before me. I feel like I kind of need to go for currency just to solve the deficit I've once again managed to get myself into. Yes, currency, I think, has to come up next. Wait! I've found them! They're right there! Barbarian settlers! Right there! Look! Look! They've just wandered over here! England, don't you flipping dare! Those are mine! Those are my flipping settlers! Do you understand? Go! Go! Everyone after them! Don't let them get away! And don't let England reclaim my bloody workers either! You move in, finish those bastards off, generate a great general if you feel like it, go on! No, you didn't feel like it, never mind. They did get a bit of culture though, which was nice, and oh! That's intriguing. Apparently I think we just spawned some hand axe blokes. Let's go for, yeah, minor victory, sure. We'll be able to heal these guys up after we're done. So they throw some axes in, we go and smash them in the face, lovely. And then Alexander's companion cavalry can go in and finish those guys off later. In fact, they can just go in and swish in and smash them, beautiful. Now, you over here, have a little look, see what's going on round the corner here. What is this? This is a bit of coast that produces... Well, can it be worked? I don't know if it can be... If that means that can be worked or not. I mean, I'm guessing not. I'm guessing that just means, like, if I happen to own it, I can do something with it. But because there's, like, no symbol or anything, I'm guessing that means, like, I can't just, like, send a workboat over here to improve this. I suppose, probably. But we've got other important news. This darn deficit we need to sort out. A new caravan... Oh, hang on. You've shown up. Oh, are you just the Johnopolis caravan? Where's the other bloody caravan? Still busy working with Quebec. Possibly it takes a while because it's a really, really bloody long way. Okay, fine. I'm not sure where the Quebec guy's gone, but they're just busy at the minute. Okay, big important thing. We've got to get those settlers back. Come on, don't move. Don't move, you barbarian bastards. You just stay there. Alright, be good little barbarian bastards. Okay, England hasn't reclaimed them. Those barbarians have decided to attack me, but that's fine, I don't care. Someone's been promoted. The world's most wonderful... I'm the second most wonderful person in the world! Who's number one? I hate that bastard. Based on the number of wonders they've constructed. Oh! Okay, and Elizabeth hasn't built any. You know what? I think England might actually be kind of weak. If you look at them, I think they might actually only have London and Nottingham. They've had... Wait, where did the flipping settlers go? Come back, you bastards! Where did they go? Where the bloody hell did they just go? Oh, there they are. They're in English territory. Why are they in English territory right now? Get after them. Do not let them get away. Encircle them. If we have to, flipping invade Britain to get hold of that settler. They'll probably forgive us. And my cavalry has been promoted to instant heal. No, we don't need instant heal. Drill or shock? Shock's probably better for cavalry because they're probably going to be out in the open because that's where they're going to be if that's where they can actually get to in terms of running. Yes, shock. And then speaking of which, you're actually standing in a plane, aren't you? Yes, I believe you are. Murder these bastards. In you go. They throw in their axes. Does a tiny bit of damage. We utterly slaughter all of them, including the ones we weren't even attacking. And we didn't get a great general. Very sad. Meanwhile, this one worker on a boat, I'm going to send him on a little bit of a... Oh, actually, it's a bit of a dangerous journey, isn't it? Yes, because I know for a fact there's a galleon here. I was about to say I'm going to send him on a journey by sea, but no, that's probably a terrible idea. Instead, I'm just going to dump him back on the land over here, and we'll figure out something to do with him later. But yeah, we might need to take him by land if I want more workers around here, but come on, I need that flipping settler. He better move back out of English territory soon. Watch the settler. Nobody retake the settler. Please don't retake the settler. I feel like England's workers are a bit busy trying to undo the ridiculous amount of damage barbarians keep... No, what just happened? Go up onto the hill. Try and... Where are they? Gosh darn it, I don't see any sign of those bloody settlers. Let's just send my guys right up here. They're right... No! You utter bastards! Also, they've got a customs house. I don't exactly know what one of those is, but it does seem to be generating money. Gosh darn it, they got to the settler first. That means we need to flipping build our own flipping settler. Darn it all. Meanwhile, Johnopolis has finished the stoneworks, which is good. Tiny bit more production there, which is always welcome. And that means Johnopolis can have... Well, sorry, Johnopolis, you can't really have anything that costs money. We've got a bit of a... a problem with money right now. We really need to be focusing on the whole making money thing rather than anything else. You know what? You get on with a little shrine. We could do with a bit more faith. I feel like we're falling behind on the faith front here. How much do we need to actually have a new bit of faith? We've created a pantheon and then faith 200. Yeah, we really need a bit more faith, don't we? Because faith seems to be pretty bloody powerful, and some of those things could be very useful indeed. But I tell you what, we're going to be flipping swimming in science as soon as the National College is done. That's going to be fantastic. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, with the great tragedy that England has managed to reclaim their own bloody settler before we could get to them, and thus we're going to need to train our own. Unfortunately, the fourth city we want to build up here is going to take a little bit longer, and I suspect by being so bloody close to England's borders, we may have just slightly annoyed them. Though we have learned something valuable here, which is England appears to have 2 cities, and based on, like, the border here, this being a very, very small border, in fact, I feel like, yeah, these cities, I think this is all England has. I think it might have just 2, unless, of course, it's expanded, like, up to the north somewhere or something, or overseas. Who knows? They might be on a different continent. But it feels like England is not necessarily that strong. So, potentially, maybe we want to be keeping the army around here, building a new city, and having a think whether, maybe, just maybe, we'd kind of like to own some of this. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd. This has been Civilization 5. Thank you very much, and goodbye. We're going to build a large green park as a memorial to the bloody place that wouldn't stop burning down. Oh gosh darn it, the building next door's just catching fire instead. Can I just kind of demolish a church or something to make room for it? Because I will. Then next to the magnificent city hall, a giant statue of me.